KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. All new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E Fueling Excellence, McDonald's of Guam, I'm Loving It, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, allegations of corruption on government officials could lead to multiple lawsuits against the administration's former communications director. Plus, GMH making its request for funding before lawmakers, but hospital management grilled over the recently published CMS report. And an indictment is handed down against a woman initially accused in the Blue House lounge scandal, then sneaked back into Guam after being deported. Hafaday and good evening.
The allegations of corruption and cover-up made by the governor's former communications director has many he named fed up.
We could see multiple people taking legal action against him. This after Tuesday's press conference where Troy Torres shared a phone call recording between Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. and the Lieutenant Governor's Chief of Staff. An apparent courtesy call in question.
I think it was possession and conspiracy. I don't have it in detail. They just called me to let me know he was arrested. You know how that is, they question them throughout the day, right?
Troy Torres confirmed he got this recording from gubernatorial candidate Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. We tried to get comment from Rodriguez today.
Was Ms. Jadington Cap aware that you were recording our conversation?
I have no comment.
The call to his office happened the day Torres and others were arrested following an apparent drug raid at this Laddie Heights home. Torres was never officially charged but admitted to doing drugs and quitting not long before the raid. He has since spout off a slew of allegations of corruption against the administration and other government officials. Many also questioning if what Troy is doing is a political move by the Rodriguez Cruz campaign. Though he declined to comment any further on camera about Torres' quote, tell all, Rodriguez in a statement to KUAM said Troy is a supporter just like thousands of others are. We will continue to stay on the high road during this campaign. Despite our opponents taking us down the same old dirty political tactics they have been involved in so many in past elections. Torres also continued to call out the administration. Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, also running for governor, says this.
I've already commented on this before. Troy is a waste of time, and so I really have no comment.
He says Torres speaking out could land him in court.
I think there are a lot of people considering filing charges, but again, it's not worth my time.
But Torres has said bring it on.
People at Guam are smart. They know who I am. They know the work that I've done. I have no further comment to say on any accusation that Troy Torres has brought. Any investigation, take its course, c'est la vie. That's what investigative agencies are supposed to do. Let them do what they're going to do. I have no further comment. Troy Torres can say whatever he wants. He has freedom of speech, but there are also consequences to that freedom.
Torres, meantime, also talked about Democrat gubernatorial opponents calling Lulian Guerrero, quote, business as usual. Her campaign declined to comment. He also called Frank Uggan Jr. corrupt, his campaign referring to a previous statement following an email that implicated Calvo and Rodriguez of engaging in corruption related to Rodriguez's dad's federal tax evasion case. Both Calvo and Rodriguez said the emails were fake. Torres alleges his investigative team found that the fake email traffic routed to an Agana office, then rerouted to an IP address registered to a Rosanna O'Malley with a phone number registered to the senatorial office of Senator Frank Uggan Jr. Uggan then stated, we assure Rodriguez that our office has no connection to the authorship, origin, or routing of the email in question and will provide access to the original email received should an investigation arise. For now, Torres plans on cooling things down in hopes of returning to work for the Rodriguez campaign.
Management failures at the Guam Memorial Hospital. That was the focus during the hospital's budget hearing before senators today.
Yeah, it's a total $242 million budget request. Of that amount, $96 million comes from their collections. But the hearing, you could say, seemed more like an oversight hearing as GMH made a request for money to get them on track with providing adequate health care to Guam. It was one jab after the next.
I'm just wondering whether or not we should even bother to have any appropriation to the hospital this year, because October 1st, you will lose the CMS. That was the criticism, lack of governance.
A lack of action on the part of GMH administrators as Speaker B.J. Cruz pressed them for answers to the CMS report KUAM published this week. More than half of the presentation was provided by GMH nurse Paula Menzon about the problems with the electronic healthcare record. She told senators her responses to surveyors questioning the inefficiencies with the system purchased in 2012.
I just replied, our system is not capable of doing those things. And I'm part of the design and part of the creation of the system. I have learned how far it can go, and I'm making patchwork for these things that we're missing. We have retasked nursing staff to do the audit instead of focusing resources on patient care. And we shouldn't be doing that. The EHR should be doing that for us.
Senator Michael Sinichlis then scolding GMH management on the issue.
Since 2012, we've had this problem, and it never got fixed until you pulled in a nurse who hasn't even been here when the system was actually established. It's incredible. That's the kind of management failure that CMS is talking about.
Frustration only growing, the hospital's chief financial officer, Benita Manglotnia, defending their actions.
I have asked for money for IT, but it has been ignored. We've been asking. So don't, I know you sit up there, you're all very powerful and,
Benita,
trying to shut me down. It's not fair. And it was leadership that asked Paula to create that team to help us with the meaningful use, with the MIPS. We recognize what we need so we don't lose CMS money next year. We provided the resources, so please stop berating us here.
Vice Speaker Teresa Lahi also asking why the hospital is not releasing its corrective action plan.
That doesn't make any sense to me from my viewpoint that if you are trying to address, citations in the CMS, I would think you would want the entire government of Guam's resources at your disposal to really help you, to really sincerely address those things. And I don't see how you're going to do that without your board knowing what it is, without your entire hospital agreeing that is what we should do, can do. And I especially don't understand why it's a secret from the legislature, the promises that you are making to CMS to resolve issues, especially if they are going to require money.
Though it depends on the response from CMS, the hospital admits it risks losing $30 to $40 million annually. Governor Eddie Calvo responded to the issue, pointing the finger back at lawmakers for the hospital being chronically underfunded.
So when we wonder why our hospital is collapsing, when we finally have a steady source of income for that hospital, and I remind you, not $1 has come to it yet, as our senators politicize and are now ready to repeal a life-giving measure for a hospital that needs it so bad. I hope they understand the consequences on our hospital and the future of our island, not in my term, but in the next governor and the next legislature.
Senators even questioned whether there is a need to replace hospital board members, as all were no-shows at the hearing. In the end, Manglotnia noted they have provided the legislature with their needs and their solutions. The administration even arguing GMH can deal with its latest challenges and that, quote, Speaker Cruz and Senator Sinichlis need to stop scaring the community.
You can read the CMS report for yourself right now on KUAM.com. Well, Saknan Waria has been indicted on federal charges of illegal re-entry of a removed alien. Earlier this month, she was busted trying to return to Guam after being deported and banned from returning to the U.S. after her 2012 conviction in both local and federal court. Now, this is related to the Blue House lounge scandal. That case involved an illegal brothel operating in Upper Tumon in which girls from Chuk were brought to Guam and forced into prostitution. Waria was convicted on federal charges for an aggravated felony. She's scheduled to be arraigned on June 27th.
The young mother arrested after her baby was brought lifeless to the hospital in a plastic bag pleads not guilty to the charges. 23-year-old Melissa Fupul appeared in court on Wednesday afternoon alongside her attorney, Curtis Vandeveld. Fupul is charged with murder and manslaughter, both as first-degree felonies, and child abuse and family violence, both as third-degree felonies. Court documents state Fupul delivered the newborn baby in a bathroom and failed to provide any care to the child. She reportedly told authorities she knew she was expecting, but she concealed her pregnancy from her family and her boyfriend. She asserted her right to speedy trial, but will appear in court on Thursday for an ex parte hearing for her release.
It's case closed for Sean Cruz and Victoria Siatow. The young couple appeared in court today for the last time. According to their attorneys, both successfully completed their conditions of their deferred plea agreements. This prompted the court to follow through with dismissing and expunging the negligent homicide charge from both their records. Though a child abuse charge remains, no jail time was deemed necessary. The couple was required to produce a public service announcement on the dangers of leaving a child in the car unattended. The AG's office confirms that a radio PSA was completed. Back in 2014, the couple was arrested following the death of their 3-month-old. They admitted to forgetting him, to taking him out of the car. He died shortly after he was found.
Busted with receiving drugs in the mail, Joshua John Onsel and Mesa will face a federal jury later this year. This case involves a package containing 50 grams of the drug ice. If his name sounds familiar, Mesa was the alleged victim in a high-speed chase that ended in gunfire. Though airport police officer Vincent R.Q. Castro was charged in local court for opening fire on Mesa, who sustained injuries to his lower back, the government dropped the case. They cited difficulties prosecuting Castro, while criminal charges are pending against Mesa. Mesa's federal trial is scheduled for September 20th.
Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime.
You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
As a nurse, I cared for thousands of patients at their time of greatest need. I know how important it is to have our only public hospital accredited. With your help, Josh and I will change our island's approach to healthcare. We will reduce insurance costs, make sure there are enough beds at GMH, better utilize public health centers, and invest in the latest technology. We will get the job done. I'm in to help get us there, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Lilian Guerrero, and I approve this message.
In this divided world, there are still things that unite us. Great music, thrilling games, and the love for that perfect burger. Ruby Tuesday Guam for the Love of Burgers menu. For a limited time, get an amazing burger for just $11.99. Lunchtime at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
We're celebrating our 135th anniversary today, both in the outlying regions on which we hub and also here in Guam itself. It means so much to our team here in Guam. It means a lot to us in the Matson management team, because what it says is we're here to stay. It's a real physical manifestation of our commitment to this region. It's so important that we hire locally, we develop talent locally, we train locally. What's been a wonderful addition to our approach there is that many of the people who started off in Guam have gone off into significant leadership roles elsewhere in the company.
This is our headquarters here in Guam in Micronesia. And when we talk about putting down our roots, it's not just doing business, it's about everything we do with our friends, our customers, and our employees. I believe that nobody can replicate what we do, and that's why we have such a great team and such a great service and why we're successful. This is our home, this is our life, and we're happy to make a difference in everyone else's life.
There are more ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
Hafa and welcome back. Guam Solid Waste managers appeared for their first ever budget hearing before the legislature. GSWA General Manager Greg Martin says typically the budget is prepared by the federal receiver and submitted directly to the district court. But this budget is a placeholder in case the transitional local control scheduled for June 30th is actually approved. Meanwhile, Oversight Chairperson Talina Nelson questioned Martin about rate increases once they take over.
Again, we need to get behind the driver's seat and look at numbers to verify what they currently have. But as you know, that would trigger a lot of other programs or conversations to raise the rates. Right now, there is no plans to do that. And just to make a comment also, other concerns where that the recycling programs might be ease back or reduce recycling, not at all. As a matter of fact, we would like to go out there and do some more with the schools, with the mayors, and continue what the receiver has started.
A federal court hearing is set for next week to decide if GSWA will take over at the end of the month. Previous transfer deadlines were extended after the court determined GSWA was not ready. The receiver was appointed in 2008 to close the old Ordet dump and open the Luzon landfill after GovGuam was cited for violations of the Federal Clean Water Act.
Democratic gubernatorial candidate and former Governor Carl Gutierrez lays out his campaign platform in a news conference. Gutierrez says healthcare and the hospital will be among his top priorities. As governor, he pledged to take over control of GMH, especially in light of the ongoing controversy happening over at the hospital.
You turn it into a line agency directly under the governor of Guam and takes that first to the legislature to be first fully funded totally. Then you don't worry about having another law passed to give you the funding.
Gutierrez actually took over control of GMH in June of 2000 over the threat of a mass exodus by nurses who said they were underpaid. He says by declaring an emergency, he was able to access $250,000 a month to cover the shortfall.
Then the legislature in December takes away and zeroed out the $250,000 for no good reason, but for political reasons. But that would have been $3 million a year, and we gave the 25 to 30% to 40% to the labor nurses that were leaving, and they stayed, and we brought the hospital back to stability. That's why I stepped in, and I believe that this time, instead of stepping in, step back and take it under the governor's office.
Gutierrez, who is running with former police chief Fred Bordalio, says his other priorities are public safety and extending and expanding the war claims process.
If you've taken the roads down south, you might have noticed a less bumpy ride. The roads to cross Billy and Pigua Bridge in Maritzo are now open with 2 lanes. The $3.6 million project took 10 years to finish. Governor DeCalvo saying there were challenges, but the success is due to the liquid fuel tax that set aside funds for road improvements, calling out lawmakers who now want it removed.
Any senators here today? No. Nope. For all the ribbon cuttings for bridges and roads, where are those senators? There's a lot of good progress being made.
Calvo says removing the fuel tax or the sales tax would be a step backwards to securing more road improvements. We should note 8 senators were present at the GMH hearing during this ribbon-cutting ceremony.
And with regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Hafa Guam, here's what's making news in the CNMI. A court case involving a Department of Public Safety officer arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol nearly 1 year ago may be at a standstill. The Department of Public Safety has informed the Office of the Attorney General that DPS does not have the necessary documents relating to the DUI case of police officer Dixon Kwan. Officer Kwan was charged with driving under the influence with a blood alcohol concentration over the limit of 0.08% amongst other charges in July of 2017. And Officer Kwan's case is unable to move forward until the court receives the necessary documents, which DPS cannot provide as of yesterday. And today, DPS gives us this information. In October of 2017, the Internal Investigation Division of DPS relocated offices from Capitol Hill to their main office in Susupi. And during this move, they say several files were misplaced, including Dixon Kwan's files. And after receiving administrative action, Officer Kwan was reassigned within DPS, where he's assigned under the Criminal Investigation Bureau of DPS. According to DPS, Kwan's case is a priority, and officers are hoping to provide the Attorney General with information regarding the case by the end of the week. DPS's press release says, quote, "The Internal Investigation Department is working to gather as much information as possible regarding all missing files," end quote. KSPN reaches out to DPS Public Relations Officer Jackie Ray, and she says she cannot disclose any information on any other missing files. Watch these top stories and more at saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Adriana Cotero.
Making waves this week with its new sustainable headquarters, the UOG Sea Grant Office is optimizing their energy use, making for a greener Guam. Nick?
Yeah, Salome Vuki has this week's Think Green.
It's all brand new, and it's all green. Since 2001, UOG Sea Grant has made its mission to educate the public on all things sustainable. Director Dr. Austin Shelton.
The University of Guam's mission is to bring the science of coastal resources to Guam's people. And we're one of 33 programs at colleges and universities across the nation, and we're really excited with the growth and expansion of our program.
The new office space demos the future of island sustainability with its energy-efficient use of power. Partnering with GPA, the Sea Grant Office serves as a trial run for the Demand-Side Management Program, which aims to help consumers optimize their energy use.
The purpose of this is to collect data from our energy usage using energy-efficient appliances and comparing that to homes or offices that don't have those pieces of equipment. And that way they can inform their customers on how to make more energy-efficient choices. And with that, hopefully make our island a little more sustainable.
Refrigerators, water heaters, and air conditioners are just a few of the appliances given to the Sea Grant Office. So they not only talk to the community about sustainability, but live sustainable on the daily. For this week's Think Green, I'm Salome Vuki.
Yeah, what a time to talk about cost savings with, the impending power rates. Yeah, we've already saw that earlier this year. I definitely felt that on my bill.
So what are you going to save on your power bill?
Turning off that AC a lot and turning on the fan more often, or just staying out more.
And unplugging all your devices when you walk away.
Definitely.
Stick around for more news here on Primetime.
Smartphone Super Sale event. Enjoy huge savings on our most popular Samsung Galaxy smartphones. But this offer won't last long. So drop into a GTA store today.
Make every day a plus.
It's a celebration at Cars Plus in Mighty. And during our Jeep Celebration event, you'll save thousands on every new Jeep in stock, like a new 2018 Compass. Save up to $3,750. Or save up to $4,000 on a new 2018 Cherokee. How about a new Renegade? Save up to $6,000. Plus, buy today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Hurry in for our Jeep Celebration event, going on now at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We start the show off tonight with basketball highlights from the Pacific Industries Basketball League played at the Guam Elite Center in Teason. Check it out. Islanders and Ambrose hooping it up at the Guam Elite Gym last night. Kyle Guyton with the finish in the lane for the Islanders. Close game with under 3 minutes left in regulation. Patrick Titano backing down the defender as he works his way inside the paint. Pump fake and gets the shot to go for 2 of his 8 points on the night. Billy Belger with the assist to Elmore Santos. Bang, bang on the corner 3. Shushing his haters on the way back down court. Ambrose on the quick break. Calvin Farron to Brandon Cruz, who misses on the layup attempt. Felix Balahaja with the putback. He finished the game with 8 points. Belger drives to the basket and draws the double team. Pass outside to Tony Shea, who hits his 9th three-pointer of the game to finish with 28 points. Islanders pick up the win 69-66. Kyle Guyton put up 12 points in the W. Mark Flores 24 in the loss for Ambrose. Zumba Fest to be held this weekend. Instructor trainings. Basic 1 Zumba instructor training at Synergy Studios in Agana for registered participants only. Those interested may register at Zumba.com. Price is $315 and can be paid online. From 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., the public is invited to the 2nd annual Dance to Make a Difference Masterclass featuring Guam's Zumba instructors at the St. Paul Gym. Tickets are available through Guam Zins and can be purchased for $12, pre-sold or $15 at the door. Tickets also available at Synergy Studios in Agana. Sunday, June 24th, the first annual Race to ZenCon 2K and 5K Family Fun Run Walk at the Chamorro Village. Showtime 5:15, go time scheduled for 6. The race is open to the public and bibs can be purchased at $10 each. $15 on race day or $35 for a group of 4. You can register at Synergy Studios in Agana, Urban Fitness Guam, Hornet Sporting Goods, and Goody Sporting Goods. Representatives will be available on site for last-minute bib purchases on Friday from 11 to 7 p.m. Afterwards, bibs will be available for purchase on site at Chamorro Village. Guam's Chris Cahegan picked up a big win in Day 2 of the 2018 Kings Guam Futures Tennis Tournament against United States player Hank Hill. The tournament is an ITF Pro Circuit event presented by Docomo Pacific and Hilton Guam Resort and Spa. Held at the Hilton Tennis Courts, Cahegan, who plays for the University of Pacific Tigers, won 6-3, 4-6, 7-5. His opponent Hill plays tennis for the University of Connecticut Huskies. The match lasted over 3.5 hours with rain delays throughout the day. Good luck to the Guam Elite basketball teams that left Island this morning heading to Anaheim, California. 12 and under, 13 and under, and girls 15 and under teams will be competing in the 2018 Open Gym Premier Summer Finals and King of the Courts Classic from June 20th to July 5th. Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
As a nurse, I cared for thousands of patients at their time of greatest need. I know how important it is to have our only public hospital accredited. With your help, Josh and I will change our island's approach to healthcare. We will reduce insurance costs, make sure there are enough beds at GMH, better utilize public health centers, and invest in the latest technology. We will get the job done. I'm in to help get us there, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Lulian Guerrero, and I approve this message.
We only have 30 seconds to describe the newest specialty flavor in the Signature Crafted Recipes collection by McDonald's, Garlic White Cheddar. It's layered with a slice of smooth, perfectly melty white cheddar cheese, a crunchy medley of tasty, crispy garlic chips, a dramatic drizzle of smooth, delicious, and flavorful, delectably creamy garlic aioli, all come together with a mouth-wateringly juicy tomato slice and crisp iceberg lettuce atop crispy buttermilk chicken on a soft, warm artisan roll. Luckily, you can take all the time you need to savor every bite. the Signature Crafted Recipes Collection by McDonald's.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
When you purchase a vehicle from our dealerships, we give back to the American Cancer Society and Guam Cancer Care. With your help, together, we've raised over $400,000, giving local cancer patients a gift of more anniversaries, more birthdays, more years, more days. Together, we're giving them the gift of time. Triple J, customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy 13th birthday going out to Scott G. O'Brien. May all that you wish be yours on this special day, and we pray God continues to protect and guide you all the years to come. We love you forever and a day. Love Mom, Dad, and your many siblings. Hashtag Team O'Brien. Tyler John Gomez Onodera, happy first birthday to our handsome prince Tyler John Onodera. We love you, Mommy, Daddy, and your family. Zay Nicholas Frost Cruz, happy birthday to Zane, coming from Eno, Nina, Grandma, CJ, Brandon, Chad, Derwin, Ryan, and all the Tuesday boys. Sylvia Santos, happy birthday going out to you. And happy belated birthday to Jerry and Jace. Happy 4th birthday to my sweetheart, coming out from Mom and the Familia. Also, happy birthday to my Uncle Danny. My family's celebrating with him right now over in Manila.
Don't be like Nick and forget to put your family member in the Cold Stone Creamery
I
Birthday
said it,
Club.
though.
We're
It's
registering
okay.
them online on KUAM.com. I swear, it's easy. You can find it on our website.
We'll stick around. News Extra starts right now.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E.
Well, thanks for sticking around for KUAM News Extra tonight. We'll learn how you can volunteer for the Saguenay Nature Park, and we'll get the details on getting your feet wet monitoring corals. But first, we've got